which is fine. I don't want him. Okay, that's good. Just wanted him to kind of. I mean, he still didn't bring it up, but he's more square. He's more like this instead of good. Even rocking back would be good too. Good job. So I want him to believe he gets to come here to rest, and I like center of the arena better than places outside. I learned my lesson with Tonga, that when I started giving him barrels as sweet spots, he wants to straighten that leg up. Go ahead and ask him to like kind of move him a little bit so he can straighten that leg up. That's all he's trying to do. There we go. Because then Tonga started to believe every barrel he was supposed to stop at, and it started to become even a bigger problem. So I've learned that. That's been a very strong lesson for me to learn, that their sweet spot is a good center, generally speaking, not facing the gate. You can face that way, or that way, but don't face the gate when you bring them in. And let them truly rest. Let them truly believe that the game's over for a minute. And the trick, too, is like, I like that he's willing to stand there. But like, if you have a horse like her, who can kind of, like, she's learned to stand still very well now, finally. But in the beginning, if she lost her interest in standing still, or she took her interest off someplace else, and I'd be like, all right, well, then we're back to work. So you kind of make them believe that as long as they stay relaxed and kind of focused on being relaxed, then they can stay. But if they start doing this stuff or getting antsy, or you start to feel them kind of moving around in their skin under you, then you say, all right, well, we're going back to work, because you want to make sure that if they're going to give you jumping being energy, you're going to use it productively.
So I guess it's the same thing. The right thing is easy and the wrong is hard. So the wrong thing is being all distracted.
Yep, so time to work. You know, you've got all this energy, time to work. Yep. Yeah, in this case, though, you wouldn't. You would just say, let's go back to work. Yeah.
That doesn't, I keep realizing that it doesn't make sense exactly, but it's the same idea.
Yep. It's like, if you don't want to just hang out, we're going to go back to work then. And then they're going to learn hanging out's pretty cool. And then that helps you, like, say we ever decided we wanted to show him. That's going to help you standing ringside, where you don't have to be off your horse holding him, even though that's still nice to do for his back. But let's say you're waiting for your class and you're next up. You can stand there and sit on a horse that's not going to be dancing around or need somebody on the ground holding him too.
The one show I did with Toda, when we were standing lined up for the judging, she's so over it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like all antsy and everything. And
where you have to circle around and get back in line, you know, that whole, yeah. Okay, so we'll go the other way. So now we'll kind of, and then you become alive in your body again. Allow him to believe that he's done, yep. So I'm assuming you touched him at least with this leg, because he had a response to it.
I don't think I really did.
Okay. It's okay.
You want me to use
Nope.
my legs?
Nope.
Okay.
No, because I want legs. I want to introduce him to legs. They're going to be about communication and steering. I'm not going to use legs for go.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to have any trouble with him with go. So I think just body language will be enough for him. Around that white cone, do what I call a teardrop turn. He got his legs all... And then go back. You could go through the blue and yellow, but go back out on the rail, just changing direction. So make sure your body's telling him all of that. Good? Obviously. No, he's striking, yeah. Which means that I should check my calendar. Tim's probably scheduled to come soon. Once he does that for like 2 days before Tim comes, so. Okay, so now bring it down to a, okay, stop him. Yep. Good. Ask him to go back to the walk. So that was like a breakdown, okay? So he got naughty thoughts. His pace started to tell you that. So you needed to break him down, but then you go right back to work. So you make it unpleasant that he made that decision, but then we go back to work and give him another chance. That's kind of how I view it, is it's another chance. possible that the downhill is what kind of upsets him.
Worried about here he wants to turn in, so I think I was fighting with him so much to turn around and then not turn in.
So let's make sure that was fixed there. Good, now bring him in. So, and that's what you'll do, is you'll find a spot that could potentially become a pattern, and then you'll fix that. So let him take one step further so he could get square up under himself. Good. That's good, still good. Licking and chewing, good. Why the cranky face? You're fine. So, like for that, we fixed it for the most part. Doesn't mean it won't come back, but he didn't do it twice, so he got rewarded for not doing it a second time.
Okay.
And that's kind of like, you're going to keep playing games with him. Like, yeah, like he's going to try something and you're going to say, well, that was a bad idea. And he's going to say, never mind then. And then he's going to try it over here or try something different. So all you have to do is be on top of that's a bad idea and then give him another chance.
Okay. And always in the same, like, I guess it depends on the situation, but I was going to say always in the same spot, but not necessarily.
Wherever the pattern was.
Okay.
So, like, because he had this behavior here, you had to shut him down here. Your next test, giving him another chance, is to see if you can get it through there without that happening again. Okay. If you have to shut him down again, then we're going to keep working on it. Okay. But now, like, it's raced.
Right.
And that's what you have to do. Like, you can't hold grudges. Like, you can't be ready for it to happen because you'll actually induce it by being ready for it to start. So you want to be able to believe that you've just erased it, and if it starts again, it's a new thing. Okay. Man, got cold. I'm usually, I'm usually warm on the horse. I'm cold right now. Take him back out on the rail and then find your way across the arena. So I'm going to say probably from the blue cone to the white cone is going to be the way you're, because that, I don't think you have. No. So whichever, yeah. Good. So I like that he responded more to kind of your seat. He woke up to your seat. And then also don't find yourself avoiding a problem, meaning, so you want to make sure that your body is so involved in that. So you want to turn in your waist and turn your shoulders in the direction. So it's almost like you want to lock your elbows and make it like you're holding handlebars on a bicycle. So that way he can learn to respond to the turn is in your body. Because I want him to be able to turn rein, I'd love to make him bridleless, so might as well start him now. Yep, there, good. And as soon as he responds, and so as soon as you get him following his nose, then you want to let him loose so that he understood it was to follow my nose. Yep, at the white cone, cut across to the blue cone. Yep, there you go. I like that. He was delayed in it, and then whichever way you want to go. I just want to watch him make a turn. It was too late to say that. Well, he understands the sweet spot, so we gotta tell him he's gotta do something for us first. So watch, you're probably gonna get a little bit of that pattern going on down there, but don't induce it. Okay? Yep. Stop him. Good. And then go back to work. Yep. So now he's going to try it there too. So you might have a double pattern. If you get through this, now your next goal is to get through this and get through that, and then you can bring him in if he doesn't create another spot. So make sure that you're not riding with any leg. Make sure that it's nothing you're doing. Make sure that if anything, you're giving him kind of a backward feel. He's thinking about doing it again. So, do you feel when he's thinking about doing it again?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the pep.
Okay, so that's where I would try to kind of say, I don't think you should do that. By giving him a little left rein. Okay. Kind of saying, this is what's going to happen if you think about that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to try to get ahead of the thought. Okay. Because I think it'll become more of a pattern, because I don't think he cares about...
No matter which way I turn him, because I just keep turning him back that way. Should I turn him back
Yeah, I don't care.
I just didn't know.
No, we just want to go back to work now. Good. Pay attention to his ears, and then I haven't seen any markers with his neck. Like Tara has a very defined arch in her neck when she's mad.
Okay.
I haven't really told. I can tell by his ears. I think his head comes up a little bit before he starts to. So we're just going to go ahead and all you're going to do is just kind of say, I don't think you should be thinking that. He's not thinking it yet. Nope. Good. Good. Now see if we can get past that other spot, and if we can, we're going to try to pass it and we can head down and stop in the sweet spot. Good. He's asking, but I don't want him to... Yep. And then come in and we'll face this way. Like I said, I just don't want to face the gate. Yep. Yep. Good. Good. Good boy. So, do you find that when you steer, do you find that you're only shifting in your shoulders, or do you feel it in your waist where it'll cause you to sit harder on this?
Say I'm only shifting in my shoulders.
That's what it looks like. That's why I'm asking. If you turn, this hip should suddenly kind of like you're trying to tip the saddle down a little bit.
Okay.
So that's going to help him make that turn. He's going to help him understand the turn, because once I start using legs, it's this leg that
I'll have to bend around.
right that I'll help him bend on. So I'm giving him kind of the preemptive post to wrap himself around. Let's see, it doesn't bite you. So try to like drop your hip, I guess. So when you steer, drop your hip. When you steer, drop your hip. This way he can start to kind of get an idea that it's all going to be in your seat at some point.
Okay.
And right now, yeah, we'll exaggerate the shoulders to kind of help you, because if you exaggerate your shoulder enough, you can. I don't want your shoulders to dip. I want you to drop your hip. Don't dip your shoulders. Drop your hip. But you get it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I get it. Doing it wasn't another thing.
Yeah, he's never pawed before, so I didn't think that's what he was doing. Okay. So we'll go back out. I don't care which way. Yep. Yep. Watch the squeeze. Yep. Good. So he totally told you which way you're going to go. Would you say he controlled that? I saw this rein attempting to go that way, and he said, but we're going to go this way.
I wasn't trying to tell him to go that way. I was trying to have him not.
Okay.
That's what I was doing. I wasn't really...
Watch. So now, in that case, as far as the emergency stop, that's not a steering thing. So that you could literally like put your hand on the and get in whatever power position you need to stay anchored on him when you're pulling him around like that. So you don't have to do that as a planned turning. You want to be as anchored into the saddle as you can, so that you like there's no chance that he can take one bad step and bop you off. So I don't want you all crooked on that.
Okay.
And then the other thing too is like we're kind of working on the rail and him understanding where we're supposed to be on the rail. So you're going to be as neutral as you can with your reins, and when he comes off the rail, you're going to become active with that hand. As soon as you get him following his nose again, you're going to go back into neutral. So good passenger, we want him to want us on him. And the only way you're going to do that is to be as quiet as you can, as often as you can, for as long as you can.
Okay.
So you only come alive when you need to give him instructions. If he's coming off the rail, then just take that left rein up. I know.
Taking a while.
Oh.
Still have to do something.
I think it's bug related, or I think you're actually, you know what it is? It's your lace on your boot. Your lace on your boot keeps tickling him. Okay, now I want you to go across the middle a couple times. And the reason we're doing that is because I want him to believe that until he's told he's being given a sweet spot, he's not to assume that's what you're doing. So you're going to go across so that way he understands that he has to continue through until he's told he's allowed to stop. And then just make sure you're still riding him when you ride past. There you go. Because if you sit like you're not riding anymore, then he's going to think he's allowed to stop. And then come back up through the middle. Then come back, yep.
Yeah, he was just kind of assuming he was ready for it, so I didn't want to just do it.
Okay. Maybe go the other way. Good. You can go towards the gate in this case, but so go through the middle. Yep, yep, yep. Good. Come in the middle, and then it's time you're going to stop. Ooh, I like that. He felt you were preparing, like your body must have said, I'm thinking about stopping prior to actually saying ho, because he responded to the way you changed the way you're sitting.
Okay.
So that's like the difference is like,
And he didn't really hesitate when we came through.
no, and especially the one time you went by, I could tell you were definitely trying to ride him through.
Yeah.
Like all of that stuff, especially in the training phases of stuff, has to be so deliberate. So like you wanted him to stop here, but you started to,
Think about it.
yeah, you started to practice it
Yeah.
before you got to where you were going to do it. So that's the only thing that could kind of backfire on you,
Okay.
or could create like a little bit of offensiveness, because he'll be like, but you said stop, now you're not, you know. So you just want to make sure that you kind of don't let your body do something before you want to.
Okay.
Good job, buddy. Okay. So now we'll go out and go across the middle a couple times again, and then once we come back in to settle down, we'll go ahead and give him a break. Like, we'll call it quits. I'm happy with the way he's behaving. There. So I saw you ask for the turn well before it happened, but then when it happened, he had a very deliberate turn.
Yes.
Good. He was anticipating there. There. That's the turn I want to see, but I want to see it when you ask for it. Sorry, bud. There you go. There you go. And you'll start to see, yeah, you'll have to use less rein, because he's going to start to understand what you're doing with your body. Good. Very nice. Still a little delayed, but still very nice. Delayed on his part, not yours. There. That was good. I saw an obvious plan to turn on his part. What I like about what he just did, good, and I like that you're more in a power position there. He actually stopped it before it happened. He had the thought, and then he corrected the thought, and then you shut him down anyway. But it's okay.
Because he needed to know.
It's okay that you are still prepared to do it. But he actually was going to stop the thought. Sorry, I thought you were going to go on the other side. Yeah, I thought you were going to go around the other side. There you go. There you go.
That's a little
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, too much neck.
Sometimes he's like,
And I'm not ready to use leg yet, because that's where you would support with you put your leg up by his shoulder. But I don't want you to touch him with your legs yet. There you go.
Oh, they're gonna go between.
Okay. So he's thinking naughty now. Good. So that was, yeah, he wasn't snapping out of that one. That was meaning he wasn't going to get out of it on his own. That's okay. What's happening there is he's thinking that you're...
Oversteering, or I'm shutting him down?
He thinks you're, yeah, that he's not sure. It almost seemed like a legitimate mistake, like misunderstanding on his part. He's thinking naughty.
He just said he just clicked her.
Yeah, that's what happened last time. He was prepared to shut himself down. There. That was a nicer turn. And I think you're going to find that the turns to the right are going to be a little bit easier because you've been shutting them down to the left. Good. Good. Bring him in, and I'm going to tell you why. And maybe you know why. Let him fix he's got one leg still back behind. What was that all about? Maybe...
Fix your leg. Did he fix it?
Nope. That's all right. But if he takes like kind of a stabilizing step, don't correct him for it. Yeah, big yawn.
Was it because we went there and he didn't think?
Oh, he thought, but he snapped out of it on his own, and you didn't do anything to help that. So that's why. And then he even went back to putting his ears up.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot for you. I know. So that he went from I want to do naughty. He took one quick step, had a face, and then changed back to the pace he was going and put his ears back up. So that was a point to say, you're right, that's exactly what we're looking for. You snap out of it before we have to correct you. So that would even be a good place to quit with him. Plus he's indicating he's had enough. Yeah. Now, especially when you're starting a horse you don't know or a horse that's young, you always make sure that you have that left rein shorter. Doesn't have to bend him around, but just make sure it's shorter. Good. Yeah, but Sonny was tall, wasn't he?
Yeah.
'Cause I think he's only 15'3". I mean, I think he's as tall as Ritz, but Ritz is 16'1", so.
How do you unlock them?
Just turn him.
I don't get lost.
Is that good pie? Yeah. So now in a case like his, what I like to do is I like to take it all off and put it back on just to see if we can, I don't know you, but hi.
Now, last time when we were ground driving him, and then we were done, he said to leave it on for like a minute. We didn't like undo it right away. We kind of let him digest everything. Was that just pertaining to that? Pertaining to everything he went through? Not like went through, but you know what I mean? Worked through? Is that why?
Well, in this case,
Or he's already had this association, so...
what I want to do is I want to put it back on him. I'm not going to cinch him all up and everything, but I want to put it back on him because I want to see if we convinced him it's not horrible. Doesn't mean we've convinced him. I mean, I think we've got some figures that are ingrained a little bit, but I want this to be where it's not necessarily a reward, but it's a, see, I promised that I wasn't going to hurt you. So I need to do that again because he was somewhat thinking about not being okay with it. He's still not, I mean, he's not being nasty, but...
He's better on the other side. So that just goes to show that it's this side.
Well, and that's the side he would know anything on.
Yeah,
so a lot of times when I try to change their opinion about stuff, I do it on the off side because most trainers don't mess with the off side. Especially if they think the horse is a riding horse already, then they don't even do any of this stuff. So, then that's where I would quit. Like, I'm not going to cinch him back up.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure that we could put it back on him and him go,
Well,
you know what?
That was enough of an opinion before with that.
Yes.
Alone, so.
Hi. I do love you, yes. He's like, well, I don't understand. Why you want to squeeze something around my belly then? Are they all in the shed or no? They're all back out. Good.
Bentley's been in there.
Probably chewing on something. Bentley's part beaver.
He's in the middle. He's just been standing in the same spot.
Maybe he's taking a nap. They're still adjusting to the change. As long as he's not looking to roll.
No, he's just been standing there.
Well, that's really great, and I'd rather you didn't do that.
If I chew this off,
Yeah.
she can't get on me.
What do you think, huh? Not so horrible? Not so horrible? Huh? Yeah, you're a beautiful boy. Check the reins. So we'll chuck him in his stall just to give him cookies, and then we'll throw him back out just because I have to dress all the stalls still.
Okay.
Toss him. Toss him in the stall so he can have some cookies. Because in this house, we don't do hand-fed treats.